So it's the evening of the 26th of January. Having a couple of technical issues with headset, so hopefully the sound is okay. Been a difficult kind of last 28 hours, about 2 o'clock yesterday, and a little bit of bad news, frustrating news to get, which I'll go into now in a couple of minutes. Just listening to, I had to get my gym done, didn't get the gym done yesterday, so I had to get it done today, so that 2 days didn't go by and not do it. So I still got my session done this morning, got my session done yesterday, all that kind of stuff was done, but so I'm happy that still getting everything done despite the problems, despite the challenges. But just listen to Jay Shetty there on YouTube, and he talks about it's a saying that he heard, it's not his own but wishes it was, and basically in the brief of it is that I am not what I think I am, I'm not what you think I am what I think you think I am. So basically people have reliance, I think too often, about what others think of them, and that's what they believe they are themselves. So trying to live to be a certain way for others, believe in what you think they think about you. So kind of to give you a brief of what's been difficult. We, over the last 2 months or so, 3 months, kind of going back 6 months ago, we'd seen a house, I'd heard about a house, and house is nowhere near ready, or probably 8 months ago now actually, and this farmer is building this house for the last 16 years apparently, so the last 24 hours I can kind of understand why, but we went to see him a couple of weeks ago. Much bigger house, we need the extra room for the kids, 3 kids, want them all to have their own bedroom, and we went to met him, went into the house, stairs has gone in, a couple of different things. We shook on a deal, a 5-year deal, which meant that we had some stability with the kids in school, and Ella's got 3 years left of primary, Aaron's got 2 and a bit years left of secondary, and then 3 years time Noah's going into primary school, or 2.5 years he's going to primary school, and we just need a little bit of stability. So we agreed the deal, and on the back of that, and then the news this week with where we currently live and have lived for the last 6 years, that they wanted to sell the house, which is fine. We obviously respect that decision. So with all that in mind, we looked at okay, what could we do? So we knew, okay, we had a plan with the current house, or with the new house, which the farmer had, that we would be kind of set up, and bigger rooms, etc, etc, etc. Everybody was happy. So with the news this week that the house being sold, we went, okay, that's great. Everything happens for a reason. So we're moving house, we have a little plan, found a house, and everything's great. So we thought, phone call yesterday from the farmer to say, he said the woman had lost her job, she's been made redundant, and he said I can't do 5 years. I said, okay, what can you do, or what will you do? He says we could do 1 year and then we kind of look at it after that. Now bear in mind, the deal that I had given him was an excellent one, was 5 years signing on a lease, above 50% more than we're currently paying now. So he was doing very well out of it on a house that's not currently finished, and we were kind of putting a lot of stuff in ourselves as well. So all that's sitting in the car with Danielle's time, and I'm fairly good with sixth sense, and I had a sense over the last couple of weeks that something was going to happen. And Danielle said today, look forward to the house, and no, not really. I said, something's going to happen. I know I'm not getting my hopes up. So yesterday when this happened, he said, oh, best I can do is a year. And he said, and now he said, I'm going to get a guy to give you a call, and he's going to do all the legalities and everything. So suddenly he said, and I'm not going to be dealing with you, dealing. And I said, okay, so this is kind of changing the game quite a bit. So I've seen the annoyance, I've seen the excitement in Danielle and the kids over the last 2 weeks, where like my house is literally being gutted. Danielle's boxed everything. We're ready to go. We're gonna move in end of March, and everybody's happy. Everyone's getting their space. The plans are in place. We've done the 2 trips to IKEA, picked up a few bits. Everything's going to storage, and everything's good. And then this kick in the bollocks yesterday. And throws everything. I mean, absolutely everything up in the air. So you'll only give us a year, and the issue is that I could upload the whole family, move to here, and in 12 months time he could say we're going to increase the rent by 10%, say, and we'd either have to accept it or move out. And that's what the game, I firmly believe that's the game that's being played. And we'd have to make a decision then, upload and move again, find somewhere else. And I can't do that to my family. I can't do that to Danielle. But I've seen how, like in the last 24 hours, she's gone from being really, really high and really excited about the move to just herself, really, really fucking pissed off, upset. And I am the type of person, I say it all the time, we've ever had problems or whatever, box it, move on. I take a problem, if I can fix it, we fix it. Box it, we move on. If I can't fix something, I box it, put it away, move on. I can't dwell on things. So it was get up this morning, let's go at it. But it's frustrating and upsetting when you know that the ones you love are struggling with something that's out of your control. Now, I heard something yesterday, read a few times, that a man is not a man without his job, without something that he can sink himself into and give it his everything and provide, etc, etc, etc. It's not a masculinity thing, but I can relate to the fact that, like with my business, it's all go, it's all push, it's all make something a success. This is out of my fucking hands now. We have 180 days notice period in the current house, that after 180 days we have to move out. And effectively, in the area that we currently live in, there is 4 houses for rent, and every single one of them is double the rent that we're currently paying. I mean, fucking double the rent. And that's going to be really, really difficult. And we're getting into a stage then where 180 days we may not have a house to live in. May not have somewhere to be. I've got family will help, but the reality is, as a father, as a man, as a husband, that my role is to provide as best as I can, and shit's just hit the fan big time. So the balancing act in the business between this problem, manage your own business, your own health. That's why it was important. I have to go to the gym today because I haven't had 2 days that have not gone. It was important to get the session done today, so I did a 1-to-1 session today, and it was important to get that done because there's things that I've harped on over the last couple of weeks about being consistent, and I had to be consistent today. I still had to do my video. I still had to go to the gym. I still had to do the things that I wanted to do, and that I had committed to doing, and that was really important. But it's so annoying. It's extremely fucking frustrating that when you have no control over something like this, and the clock is ticking, every week it's another 7 days down. 180 days might seem like a lot, 6 months, but very quickly, if you try to pack a house up, it takes you a couple of months to pack a house up. Schools, Aaron's doing his junior cert in 3 months' time. Noah's due to start play school in 6 months' time, in 7 months' time. So everything will potentially change. We started the new year with such an outlook, with a little bit of control as to what we were doing, to now go, well, this all could go absolutely arseways. We just don't know what to do. So, I had to do what I do best, which was sit, analyze the problem. So last night, we digested the problem by watching the movie Aladdin as a family. We sat and watched it down, the new one. Watched that. Kids went to bed. I had a discussion with Danielle on it. She says, you go to bed? I said, no, I have to sort this out. I have to sort out my own head, or else I won't sleep. So 2 in the morning, working on the laptop, doing costings, doing budget plans to look at, okay, how do we get out of this? So I've come up with an innovative way to hopefully potentially stay where we are on a rent to buy scheme that doesn't exist, but to see can we do that. I've stretched financially something that I've never done, which is seriously have to save. I've stretched that I'm committing to that in 3 years we would be in a position to buy, while putting a whole contractual agreement in place for this current house. So all this last night to put in place, send to the current landlord, existing house that we've lived in for 6 years. Hopefully they come back. They may come back no, they come back no, they come back no. So I've already anticipated that they come back no, and I've already worked on the next step otherwise. But it just gets back to, we have to be like water and just move, go with the flow, and not be rigid. Rigid ain't gonna work in 2020. Gotta just go with whatever's thrown at us and go with the flow and solve problems as they come around. So this week I'm due to travel now to the States for 5 days, and I've got this in the back of my mind, knowing that this is a problem, knowing I'll probably at some point be doing a little bit of work on this over there to solve the issue. And I hadn't anticipated bringing my laptop. I now think I'm gonna have to, so I can do some work on it and deal with things as they come up. But it's just amazing that things go up and you feel great flying, and then the shit hits a fan and you feel crap. So on a physical basis, like in the last month, I've gone to the gym very consistently, done the work and eaten probably 65% right. I had planned that was enough until after Texas, and then came home and really fixed the diet side, but I wanted to be consistent on the gym side of it. That was what's important first. But that problem yesterday, I now look in the mirror and go, fuck, fat bastard. You know, I'm not seeing the results now that I seen 3 days ago, 2 days ago. I'm not seeing those same results now because the mindset's a little bit shifted. There's problems and you're kind of dealing with that and you're going, no, something's not right. So physically something's not right now, as well as the emotional issue that's out there that we're trying to deal with. And I will just end up doing what I do best, which is box and move. Box it, i.e. take the problem, stick it in a box, fuck it over there, and solve it or forget about it. And doesn't always work. I do that with a lot of emotional stuff. Have done it over the years. Sadly, we had 2 miscarriages before Noah. And I've always wanted a team of kids. I've seen how hard that was on Danielle to have 2 miscarriages. We had some challenging times after that. We got some counselling, worked through it. But my way of dealing with 2 miscarriages was to box it and move on. And that's really fucking sad, but that's just the way it was. That I just don't know how else to deal with it. And I'm hoping that this year, with the iMediaX, with the Soccer 365, everything I'm doing social wise, that I can learn to deal with things a little bit differently. So at a really, really difficult time, yes, we talked, yes, we got some counselling, but I very much boxed and ran and moved on to whatever else we were kind of doing. Now, subsequently, we had Noah after that, which is great. He's kind of very much the life and soul of the family. He's just brilliant. But just the what if, what's lost part. But I know that if I ever sat down and really thought about it, it would probably break me. So that's why I don't deal with it. Or maybe I'm just a cold-hearted fucker and it just isn't going to bother me. But I know deep down it would. I watched the video last night of a young child that had gotten some flu and it affected the heart, then went to the brain, and they passed away. And the parents' last moments with the child as they made the decision to turn the child into a superhero and give up their organs. I think the kidneys went to an old middle-aged woman, the heart went to a younger child, and the lungs or something else went somewhere else, and saved 3 or 4 people. And I got quite emotional, upset. I kind of welled up and I went, that was my child. Would I have that same power to do that? And this is where the boxing move on part, I have to kind of deal with what I do and how I deal with things. So this problem, I've done what I can now. I went back to the farmer and I said, can you give 3 years? That's kind of what we need, minimum. That would at least solve the problem with Ella in school and Aaron finished school. So we've got that sorted if we could. So I'm waiting to see what he says. Because a year won't work. And I've gone back to the existing landlord to see, can they do that deal, that rent to buy. Don't get me wrong, bloody good deal. I put a great offer on the table, given it a market rent, or the market value now, increased our rent now, put a deposit down, put a rebate system in where part of what we pay goes back off the purchase price, and if we pull out, then they get all the rent. So it's an excellent deal. So we'll have to just see, but I have to try and have a front that everything is great, everything we'll work it out, and I know that it's upset Danielle because now she wants to take stuff back out of storage, so I can't have her give up. So now I have to try and see, can we fuel a new dream, a new idea, possibly a build, possibly buy a derelict and build slowly but surely over the next 18 months, 2 years, project, and build a family home. So from the ashes of this problem, maybe something good will come of it. I don't know, but all we can do is hope, be consistent in the plan, but I very much have to plan. So plan all this, work with all this, and try and work through it while managing everything else. So be all good. Tomorrow we coach again, and tomorrow we go to the gym again.